What it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones. And if you want updates to all the Jones for Sports content, I'm going to need y'all to.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
Push the goddamn button.
Yes, sir. It's that time of year again, y'all. Yes, sir. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Jones, and I am brought to you guys with my two co-hosts on a very special day. Playoff time has begun. J Mick and Nat the GM, and we are Beyond the Art Podcast. Playoff time edition starts now. How we doing, y'all?
Feeling good. I mean, J Mick, you ready for that championship? We wasn't expecting it, but here we are, so.
I mean, it's good to be back, and like playoff, playoff edition again. We are definitely in playoff form, so I just can't wait. I'm for our game this weekend. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And while y'all over there thinking y'all gonna get one, I'm over here thinking we gonna knock y'all out before y'all get a chance to do that. So, but before we get into all of that talk, make sure y'all hit the like, the subscribe, share, comment, and most importantly, enjoy the show. We're going to have a quick one today because we do want to go watch those play-in games. So we're going to try to run it through the NBA awards and our picks for the first round. So let's kick it off with J. Mick. Your awards. Hold on. Let me get it up for you. You can start talking. You can start.
Yeah. So I mean, the first one we'll talk about is MVP. I mean, it's the award that kind of everybody wants to win, but only a few can win. I would have loved to give it to Joker, but I mean, the kind of year that SGA had. I mean, with the second best player on the team not being there for almost the whole season. I think he had like a hamstring issue, and they were being cautious with it. And so I mean, when you add that in with they had the best record in the league, and I kind of had to go back to back with him. I'm gonna be the most valuable player of the league. I think he deserved it. He earned it. My next one was Rookie of the Year. This was tough, man, because I was battling. Between Cooper Flag, with the Mavs and Knipple of the Hornets, man. It was hard because Flag, like the last month. Boy been going stupid the last month, and I just think with the vote being so close, and I just think the voters are going to look at that and they're going to be like, well, he closed the season strong, while I think Khan had a really good middle to the season, but he didn't really close it that strong. So I mean, that's why I went with Coop. DOY, I mean, Wemby going to win that thing, and I'm not going to really, I'm spending too much time talking about that. My coach of the year was my coach, Joe Mazzulla, and people that know me know I'm not the biggest Joe fan. Like if you know me, then you kind of know that. But the kind of job that he did, coaching the team that we had with all the changes and the trades that we had, did not expect the team to be second in the East. I mean, I had us as a top 6 seed, but I didn't think we was going to finish in front of the Knicks. Like I'm not going to cap to the folk that's listening. But I mean, like Joe did a great job. I mean, with the players he had, and then I mean, when Tatum came back, he kind of got the team right, because I mean, like, we never do that ain't played that long. And I think Tatum only played 20 games of the whole season to kind of get him back and kind of smooth him into the new mix. I think that says a lot about Joe. I think the next one was most improved player. And I had Alexander Walker, the Hawks, man, like watching him with the Timberwolves last year versus this year with the Hawks, man, like his game just got so much better. And I don't know if it's the thing because he's not playing with another superstar, or he playing with the Hawks and they don't really have like a head to the snake per se. Someone called that Jalen Johnson, but I just think, man, that the year he had was phenomenal. I didn't expect him to be able to do that. Six man of the year. I mean, Keldon Johnson with the Spurs. I just think, man, like he was really good. The Spurs got a lot of talent on that team. I mean, there's probably some teams that Keldon could have started for, but in this situation, he had to come off the bench. But I mean, he served that role pretty well. And I mean, Clutch player of the year, I also went with SGA again. Because if the game is close with like a minute left, let's say the game is tied, I mean, he's gonna hit you with the midi, and there's really not much you can do about it. So
All right, I like it. That is J Mix Awards for 2025-26 season. Now we are going to show Nets picks for the year. Boom. Nat, talk to me.
Yeah, so I have Joker. I'll be honest with you. I think that this man should have more MVPs than what he does. It's just his numbers are, no one has better numbers than him. And it just is what it is. I think that he is phenomenal. Also, with the MVP, they struggled a lot without him in the lineup. And then he comes back, he goes on a tear. How do I know this? I've going against him in for the playoffs. Well, for the regular season in my fantasy league, I was pissed because every game this man, what the one person was killing me. And so absolutely, when it comes to Joker, I just don't think anyone is better than him and or more valuable than him because of how much he gives to his team. And then that triple double, I'm sorry, but like that, it's not a fluke. It's not easy to do. He's just that good, and the team is not a championship team without him. They are okay, but he just takes them to another level. I don't think that just because you're the number one seed, that player should necessarily get it. Because if that's the case, Jason Tatum should have had it at least once, because he's had pretty good numbers too. So I think it's Joker, and I'm never gonna not pick him until something else astronomical happens, or whatever. When it comes to rookie of the year, I thought it was easy. I thought it was kind of clear because when it comes to Cooper Flag, he just does more than my man in what's it, Charlotte? What's his name?
Con,
Con.
yep. Con
He just
Canepa.
does more. He Yeah, Conquerable. He just does more than him, and he can light you up from all over the place. He also went on a nice tear towards the end of the season, as far as Cooper Flag, and it was phenomenal to watch. This guy is going to be a phenomenal player. That was his rookie season, and he had some extraordinary games. He's had 40-point games, 50-point games, and he's doing this as a rookie, y'all. This is a rookie doing this. This was a no-brainer. I think that Khan is going to be great. I think that he is going to be a very good, shooter, but like to be continued with how he develops. Still a great season, but I don't think he was close to Cooper Flag was doing, especially when Cooper Flag really turned on the Jets. Wimby, I think that was obvious with when he just surpassed everybody defensively. He made the biggest impact on the floor. He can go from one end to the other, and he can block your shot now, and then he's on the other end, for that fast break. It was crazy to watch, and it was insane. It's insane to even know that there's a guy like that in the league, but he was impactful, the whole time. This man was impactful. um I don't know how you pick anyone other than Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla was supposed to fail this year. He was absolutely supposed to fail. He was supposed to have a team that was teetering around the seventh, eighth seed. Maybe we take a break this year. We have some fun. Let Tatum come back. The following year. Whatever. I was one of those people. Y'all know I'm not afraid to say that. I was one of those people that think that maybe this is just one of those years. We save some money, develop some guys, and then we come back stronger next year. Joe said, essentially, fuck that. These guys are, you don't know what we have. These guys are really good. And the roster was better than what any of us saw. There's guys that developed in front of our eyes. He just put on, I think this is his best coaching year. It was the year that Tatum went down that he had his best coaching year. And you get the second seed and you're in front of teams that were healthier than you and that they had higher hopes for this season. Honestly, how did we get in front of Cleveland? How did we get in front of New York? that's gonna come back to haunt y'all, in the playoffs. I'm telling y'all that now. But nobody's better than Joe Mazzulla. He showed you that he doesn't need both of his guys. He took one guy, and that one guy he ran the offense through, and this is what you get: a second seed with the year that was supposed to be a break. What do you say to that? Nikhil Alexander, for was it most improved? Um, Nikhil, I mean, I didn't see that coming. I thought he was going to be a nice compliment to Trey, and then Trey didn't play, and I was like, well, maybe Nikhil, is going to get some burn, and he's going to be okay. But I just think that they were a little bit of a shocker this year when it comes to Atlanta. I also think they played more free because they weren't waiting for Trey. They weren't waiting to huddle around Trey to see what he was going to do. They just played, and that's what you get when you can play freely, and it's not like they played meaningless games. That's why they have an opportunity right now. That's why they, to play in the playoffs or whatever. As far as the seeding, wait, where are they? Yeah, the 6th seed. You get a 6th seed, that means you're not playing meaningless games. So therefore, Nikhil deserved that, and he's a big part of that. Jalen Johnson took a big step. Nikhil was right there, being that wingman, and also just taking his game to another level. I think he averaged 20 points this season, which is huge. That's a huge step up. So shout out to Nikhil, and I hope to see more of him because I think he was a pleasure to watch this year for Atlanta. He was a bright spot. I went a little different with the 6 man. I think it was Ham. I think that Keldon had a better ending to the season. I think that Ham was better overall, starting out the gate from the beginning of the season. Um, and I really just liked how Hame kind of approached this season. He was, a guy that you could really trust and depend on. I think that Keldon came on at more towards after the All-Star break. Which I think is great, but I think that just because Hame, I saw him do it, I think more over a year. That's why I gave it to Hame. And then Clutch, I definitely give that to Shea. Watch him at the end of the game, fourth quarter. It's exciting. And I think Shea gets that. So that's my reasoning for my picks.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, for me, boom. All right. So we all agree SGA as. Oh no, I apologize. You just said Joker. So, SGA for me. Definitely respect the Joker decision because it's Joker. With me, I think the Joker has gotten into the LeBron's aura of they're starting to get sick, and I don't want to say sick and tired, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Fatigue.
Voting fatigue.
It's voter fatigue, yeah.
Voting fatigue when it comes to Joker, and it's unfortunate, but some of the greats, that's what they got to deal with. It's unfortunate. He could win it every goddamn year, honestly. But yeah, I went with SGA. The main reason why I went with SGA is because he missed, even though he's eligible for the award, he missed a good amount this year. And when, yes, they played well with him not being there, but you can see the difference when he's there. We know who's the head of the snake. You can see the difference. The other reason why I'm saying that is because to be shooting the numbers that he's shooting as a guard is just, it's unheard of. It's really very impressive for a guard to be shooting. I think he's shooting 56% from the field as a guard, shooting threes and middies. That's nuts. Like that's very impressive. And he definitely means a lot to that team. Without him, I don't think that team can continue. So that's why I'm going to go with SGA, but I'm not upset with Joker or even if Wemby gets some votes. I'm not mad at that either. Defensive player of the year, obviously Wemby. I don't think we've seen anything like him as far as on the defensive side. Probably, back in the day with Wilt and those guys, they probably were very dominant at that position, but not in the modern day. We haven't seen anything like it. So I think that's just a closed book when it comes to that. What is that? I can't even see what it says over there. Is that D-O or C-O-E? C-O-Y?
Yeah, you got Coach of the Year next.
Okay, yeah, I'm blocking it, so I can't even see it. Coach of the Year, I went with J.B. Bickerstaff. And the reason why, it's not just to hate on the Celtic. I respect Joe Mazzulla and him doing what he did with the Celtics. Trust me, I do. That's no salt on him. But the reason why I'm giving it to JB is because, well, I'll start with him. JB, because he was in the running last year, should have won it, I honestly think. From going from, I think, I don't want to say last, but they were a team that nobody was worried about, and then they made the playoffs. They were 6th seed. Now they went from a 6th seed to a 1 seed. That's a huge, huge jump. Nobody expected them to do what they did this year. They expected them to get better, not to be number 1. This team improved in a lot of ways, offensively, defensively. I feel like they found their identity last year, but this year they really honed in on it, and it took them to a number 1 seed, a team that has to be respected in this playoff. So big shout out to JB. And the other reason why I took a little bit off of points from Joe Mazzulla is because, yes, we didn't expect them to be the number 2 seed. We didn't expect them to be as good as they are. But that being said, I already knew Joe Mazzulla was a good coach. I already knew Joe Mazzulla would have this team not to where number 2 seed, but I knew they would be in contention. Right. They would be top. I thought they would be top 4, mainly because I feel like a lot of people, not to disrespect JB, but they put a lot of the Celtics not having a great season because of losing Tatum. But I felt like some of y'all, even Celtics fans, forgot how good JB was. Like, this dude won Finals MVP with JT there. I feel like that, and then some of the guys that you guys had off the bench that were killing for you guys last year kind of just pretty much did the same thing this year. So I wasn't all the way shocked. I was shocked that I got number 2, but I wasn't completely shocked. So that's what took some points down from Joe Mazzulla. Wouldn't be shocked if he won it. Wouldn't care if he won it. Like, much respect to him. Much respect to him. But I gave a few more points to JB because he didn't get it last year, and I felt like he deserved it last year. And then he upped it this year. Mm-hmm. So I got to give it to him. MIP, most improved. I agree. Nikhil Alexander, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He had himself a year. And I really think it was off of the playoffs that he had. Who was he with last year? Minnesota?
He was with Minnesota. Yeah.
Minnesota. I think it was off that Minnesota series, Minnesota versus OKC. He had an amazing series. Mm-hmm. And I really think that he took that and just ran with it, brought it to Atlanta, and really put Atlanta in a great spot this year. Obviously, mm-hmm. with losing Trey, then you got the emergence of Jalen Johnson and the other guys. So I think him being a part of that team, him being a seasoned vet, it really picked up his confidence, and that series against his cousin really picked up his confidence. So definitely him. Mm-hmm. I think just to go off of that, I think they need to bring back comeback player of the year and keep most improved. I don't understand why they just replaced it with most improved. Mm-hmm. They still should bring comeback player of the year, because if they did, mm-hmm. obviously JT would be the comeback player of the year. Even though he only played 20 games, you give it to him automatically. Mm-hmm. Because
well, and he'll get that next year, though. Don't worry about that, though.
Yeah, no, he definitely gonna get it next year. But I just hate that they took comeback player away. Six man, Keldon. Actually, no. Yes, I wrote Keldon Johnson, but I'm not gonna lie, Nat. You changed my mind, because I did have how do you say his name? I can't even say his fucking name.
Jaime.
Hami.
Hame?
Hami.
Yeah.
I had Hami at first, and then I was going back and forth, and I went with Keldon because of what the Spurs are doing, and then what you just said about him being consistent throughout the year, and you reminded me, and I'm like, you know what? He has been very consistent this year. To start the season, I remember watching him busting ass. And I'm like, you know what, Nat? You got a great point. You got a great point. So I'm switching that to Hame. And then Clutch, I guess I didn't write it. I was in a rush at the time. But yeah, I'm going with SGA. We've seen it throughout the season. That's the guy you put the ball in the hand. So that's my picks for the awards. Do you guys want to continue, or do you guys want to watch these games?
We need to get to these games, but we should pick who we think is gonna win tonight for both games before we get up out of here.
All right, let's get it. So right now, the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets are playing right now in the play-in. Who do you guys got? Nat, who you go?
I really want Charlotte to win. I ain't gonna hold you. I really want Charlotte to win. I think that they're just fun. Like, honestly, I like how they've played pretty much all year. I love the fact that Melo is healthy and he's playing, and I just like the young team, and then Khan and all that stuff like that. I just think that they're really fun, and I'd love to watch them, who can they play? What's it, Denver? Not Denver, Jesus Christ. Detroit. Maybe they get maybe they get into the AC. They play Detroit. That's going to be fun, because
Absolutely.
they're going to be running all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Miami Heat and Detroit would be great too. But I just kind of think that it's nice to see Charlotte actually be able to contend for a playoff spot. It is a big jump for them. So I'm going to pick Charlotte in that one. The next one, we have, what is it? Phoenix and Portland?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Phoenix and Portland. Yep.
I love Phoenix. I'm not gonna hold you. I love Phoenix. I'm a Jalen Green fan, so I kind of want to just see what he can do and if he's gonna light it up tonight. I think Portland's had a wonderful season as well. People have taken a huge leap on that team, but I kind of just want to see what Phoenix can do, in the playoffs. No KD, over there, and I kind of think they started anew. I kind of want to see, what Phoenix looks like, because I think that they can run anybody out of a gym.
Yeah. J Mick, who you got?
For me, man, I'm always going to root for the Miami Heat's demise, man. That will never ever change with me. But I mean, like, even taking the bias out of it, like, I just think the Hornets just have too much on the perimeter in terms of perimeter scoring, and just the way they can shoot the three. And I mean, like, if they get a hot stretch in a game, man, I mean, like, they can literally run you out the gym. So I got them. In the second game, got to go Suns. I mean, Portland got a really young team. They got my guy Drew over there, so I mean, I'm always going to root for Drew, but I just think the Suns with, Devin Book, and Jalen and Dylan Brooks, man, I just think they got too much.
Yep. The Heat Hornets, I agree with both of you guys. I'm going with the Hornets. They're a fun, young team that is just entertaining. It's very entertaining to watch these guys play, especially with LaMelo. The way his character, I can't say the freaking word, charismatic attitude and stuff like that he plays. Like, I really love that team and how they're young and they're gritty. I love how they play. I wouldn't be surprised though by Miami if they won, because they've been there, done that. This is like their fourth time in the play-in, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I would love to see Charlotte, a nice young team. Plus, them and Detroit have a little rivalry going on this season, so that's really why I want to see it, because I want to see them go after it, get a little rough. And then the Phoenix and Trailblazers, I'm easily Phoenix. I like the Trailblazers. I think they had a nice season, but I think the Phoenix is too much with Jalen Green, Booker, and Brooks. I think it's just going to be way too easy. So, yeah, I'm going with that. But other than that, we will give you guys our actual picks. Well, I'll get a post from J Mick and Nat the GM, and we'll get that posted. And hopefully before round 1 starts, maybe we can get another pod and get that up to talk to you guys. So, but other than that, do you guys have anything else that you guys want to talk about? Good. All right. Well, you guys know what to do. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe. Y'all liked it. Y'all comment. Y'all shared. And y'all enjoyed the show. I hope y'all enjoyed this play-in. And I hope y'all enjoyed the first round. Other than that, it's your boy Jones, Nat the GM, J Mick, Beyond the Arc Podcast. Brought to you by Jones for Sports. We make sports better. Peace.
What it is, y'all, it's your boy Jones. And if you want updates to all the Jones for Sports content, I'm going to need y'all to.
Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
Push the goddamn button.